So, hi everybody, you're very welcome back to Law Hero. My name is Jen and I'm a videos about the law. And hello, I haven't been around in a while. I very much missed making YouTube videos, I have to say. It's just very difficult to make YouTube videos consistently and try and bring value to people without it coming off as disingenuous and kind of phony and scripted, and it really is a skill. And I suppose the more I get older and the more I consume content myself, I kind of realize that there is a skill in making videos, and I am definitely nowhere near where I'd like to be, but it's like any skill, you have to practice it. And I just found that in the last few months, like I moved house and I've been concentrating a lot on triathlon, and I have put a lot into my work, into my 9 to 5 job, my salaried job, that I just didn't have any mental space left for Law Hero. And that being said, like behind the scenes, I was helping people get traineeship, helping people get internship, helping people with the FE1, but to actually make videos is extremely difficult because you need the energy to make them. It's not like sitting down with a friend having a chat. It's, you're trying to bring value to strangers and, not waste your own time in the process of it all. That being said, everything you do to put yourself out there is going to help you ultimately. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure what I was doing was valuable. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about a little bit about benchmarking your in-house function, because a lot of people, they don't see in-house function as competitive. I suppose they don't understand the work that goes into in-house function. Unless you're in there, you won't really get like the value of what an in-house function brings to a business. And a really neat way to kind of benchmark what you're doing in an in-house function is through awards. And this was kind of on my radar, and I didn't really think it was right to apply for awards until we in Volkswagen or wherever you are have done substantial projects. And that would be kind of my first point. Do not apply for awards if you haven't done anything. I know that kind of seems self-evident, but from my perspective, the award application is quite chunky, and they do ask for details of projects. Some of the details can remain confidential if you don't want the market knowing them. I was saying, so you kind of have to you have to have a certain amount of work done before you can actually apply for these awards, because if you don't have the work done, you're not going to have anything to apply. You're not going to have any merit in applying. The other thing as well is you may need testimonial from the business, which means that, if you're not liked and if you haven't been helping, you can't really apply for the award. So it really is a culmination of actually doing the work and getting awarded for it. And it is quite genuine in that regard. Now, some people are skeptical of all these awards, like the Legal 500, Women in Business Law, Irish Law Awards, because they think it's a paywall, like you have to pay to get awarded. But that's not actually true. There is some truth around, like booking the table and that kind of thing. But I would say, from what I can see, that like the winners are told they're the winners before the table is booked. So I don't really think it's a paywall. I actually don't. I thought it was, that was my perception, but it's not. And, just stay tuned, because that kind of thing is what would disincentivize you from applying. It also takes away the merit behind the award. So yeah, don't worry about that. The third thing I would say is that, it's persuasive writing. So if you want to be awarded by these different panels, you kind of have to convince them and big yourself up. It's a little bit like a job interview. And like out of the 3 awards we applied for, which was the Legal 500, the Women in Business Law, and the what was the third one, Irish Law Awards, I would say I tailored my approach differently. We got shortlisted for all of them, and Law Hero got shortlisted for the Irish Law Awards. But it was a real manner of kind of tailoring the message depending on the message we were trying to land with whether it was the in-house function at Volkswagen, whether it was Law Hero being shortlisted as Legal Educator of the Year, and the Women in Business Law. They're different pots. What I would say with Law Hero being shortlisted, I'm delighted Law Hero was shortlisted, but I would doubt very much that Law Hero was going to win, because I am up against lecturers, as in university lecturers, who do legal education as a full-time role and also have like doctorates and are professors in law. Now, a lot of people have said to me I shouldn't have that mindset, that I should be, proud of what I've done with Law Hero, but at the same time, I can't help but be differential towards lecturers who, like, they give their life to educating students. I don't give my life to educating students, I give part of my life to educating students. I give my free time to educating students, but they give their life for a fee. So I think it for like a taxpayer fee. They're public servants. So I think it's a little bit different, and that's why I think I'm not going to win in that category. I that's my personal hunch. With the Women in Business Law in-house Rising Star, that is certainly just, and I would say because of automotive, and I would say because of the industry I'm in, I certainly have a good chance. Just like with the Irish Law Awards, like, we're a new legal function, we're very strong, we have like developed wonderful processes in both Volkswagen Group and financial services. So yeah, I would say that we have a great chance there. In terms of what they're looking for, which is like a legal in-house team, and for me an in-house Rising Star, I definitely think we go over and above the criteria. That being said, everyone's getting more and more sophisticated in an in-house role, and everybody's upping their game. It is, I went to an in-house conference at the Law Society, and they were saying that currently we are 25% of the Irish market in-house lawyers, and we're on track to be 40% by 2024. So that means more and more people are becoming in-house lawyers. It's becoming more of a profession in itself. It's becoming a pathway. And even last week I was in Arthur Cox talking to the first and second year Accelerate students about being a legal counsel. You can see it's been taken really seriously as a career path, not just something that where people go to private practice and then they go legal counsel. I think there's a lot more NQs going legal counsel now, and it's been taken way more seriously, therefore the competition is increasing. And some of the advice I was giving to the first and second years last year was things like, my watch is just telling me to calm down, was things like the skills around being a legal counsel, and they were asking me about the pitfalls of going from private practice to legal counsel, which I think, for their age, as in like first and second year students, is very insightful of them, but it's also a reflection of the market now. You have to be in the know. And one of the things I said, like, the upside is you get way more responsibility, you become way more operational, more commercial, and if you're entrepreneurially minded, or you want to do some intrapreneurship in your company, it'll suit you. The downside is you don't have the support network, you don't have like all the PSLs, you don't have all the corporate, like someone in corporate tax, pensions, employment, you don't have all these different specialities. You become a jack of all trades and not necessarily a master of any. But that's natural. You become a general practitioner. That's why it's called general counsel, because you're a generalist, and you kind of just have to make that transition in your head. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going down through some of the questions I was asked in awards. So what they'll do is they'll ask you to name a specific project. You can put in as many as you want. You put in the role and impact the project had on the organisation. You describe the project. It could also be a deal. You could then you explain why it's impactful, complex, or innovative. You can provide as many examples as you want. And like, the whole point is that you're showcasing the type of work you do, the type of value you're bringing as an in-house counsel. And because a lot of the time, when you see deals being closed, it's the law firms jumping up and down about them going, we advise this client, whereas behind the scenes, the one probably pulling everything together was the in-house counsel, but they don't get recognized for it because, they're an employee of that organization and it's just another project. So I think it's very positive. I hope you all have your fingers crossed for me in my own capacity and Law Hero for whatever what may come. I will of course keep you updated on my Instagram. But yeah, if you're on the fence about applying for these awards, I would say 100% go for it. I wish I had done it sooner. Anyway, thank you very much, and lovely to see you all again on Law Hero.